Hello! Tesla shares have just climbed higher for a record-breaking 13 days in a row, adding $200 billion to its valuation. Great! But why did it do that? Why did it drop in the first place? And is it too late to invest? The past year really highlights the schizophrenic, emotionally challenged, paranoid behaviour patterns of the stock market. Tesla's stock price can and probably will remain to be rather volatile in the short term. The only thing that matters to me as a long-term investor is where it's heading in the future. Everything else in between is just irrelevant. So where are we now? Tesla shares are up 139% so far this year. They're up over 800% from the time I started buying them, and I thought I was a bit late to the game. It's my best guess that there's still a remarkable financial opportunity for those paying attention to Tesla. Not financial advice, do your own research, blah de blah blah blah. Tesla stock has not necessarily just rallied on new exciting announcements, but rather recovered from a somewhat undeserved downfall. Let's take a look at a few valid things to blame for its rather bumpy year. It all seemed to begin when Elon sold Tesla shares back in April 2022 to purchase Twitter. Okay, this one probably justifies a bit of a price drop. Nobody wanted Elon to sell a ton of Tesla stock. Nobody wanted Elon to sell a ton of Tesla stock, not even him. But there you go, he did. And Twitter is now on track to becoming the most truthful, interesting and rapidly improving social media company there is, with free speech at its core. Something I hope people are starting to realise is one of the most important, precious things in life, right up there with food and shelter. Twitter is more important for humanity than most people understand. Now there's an unpopular opinion. Next, Tesla lost vehicle market share, which it will continue to do as other manufacturers enter the market. It's not a measurement that matters. Sales numbers are. Whoever makes the most compelling, affordable, profitable EVs at scale wins. And that will come from Tesla's 19-year first mover advantage into the EV space, as it's had the experience, knows more about electric vehicles, software and battery management than anybody else. Nevertheless, Tesla losing market share probably spooked some investors who hadn't done much thinking. Industry experts' price targets. Somewhat confusing, fluctuating Tesla price targets from stock analysts might well have some people rather confused as to whether they think Tesla is a good or bad investment. I'll come back to this later on in a bit more depth. Next, mainstream media FUD. The old fear, uncertainty and doubt has never really gone away, has it? The usual misery, negativity and fear-mongering from the mainstream media keep most people in the dark about Tesla's success. But I guess if everybody knew the truth and recognised the opportunity would soon be gone. So there is that. Panicking investors. There were plenty of emotional retail and institutional investors selling stock due to the panic of watching their investments plummet. I have to say, despite my unwavering confidence in Tesla, I wasn't entirely ready for fighting my emotional response to the share price drop either. It wasn't nice watching my shares lose over 75% of their value. My brain kept wondering and considering, what if I'd sold it at the all-time high and then bought back in right at the bottom, then watched it grow all over again? But only this time I'd have more. Greedy monkey. The fact is, no one can predict where the share price is going to go. You don't know when it's at the top, you don't know when it's at the bottom. You only find out with hindsight. Anyone who previously claimed to be a long-term Tesla investor who then went on to sell it once it hit rock bottom were either not as confident in their trading strategy after all, or emotions got the better of them. I certainly see now how easy it would be for newbies in the stock market to lose everything. It's with further surprise that people with far more experience than me also crumbled and sold at the bottom too. That's not a mistake I'd want to live with. Macroeconomic environment. A macro environment refers to the set of conditions that exist in the economy as a whole, rather than in a particular sector or region. In general, the macro environment includes trends in the gross domestic product, GDP, inflation, employment, spending, and monetary and fiscal policy. If your brain switched off with that statement, don't worry, mine did too. I'm just reading it. But I had to include it as it's a factor to Tesla's share price movements. Interest rates. As interest rates around the world increased, along with mortgage repayments, energy prices, food prices and more, less people were able to take on expensive debt or expensive car loans for purchases like a new shiny Tesla. This of course led to an EV price war. Tesla dropped its prices considerably for all Tesla vehicles to stoke demand, which returned Tesla to selling cars for just the usual industry-leading profits rather than the obscene 30% gross profit margins they were making. Remember, the very reason Tesla prices were so high was that they couldn't supply enough of them for the demand. They had to keep raising prices to limit the orders and therefore the wait times, to stop delivery times from being ridiculous. Nobody wants to wait over a year from the moment they order a new car, although ironically plenty of Tesla owners in the past have ended up waiting multiple years to get their hands on certain Teslas, or in some cases never get them at all. Angry shout out to the cancelled right-hand drive variants of the Model S and the Model X. I'm still spitting out my dummy on that one. Even though I agree it makes no business sense for Tesla to keep making them. It's so annoying when you can rationally see both sides of an argument. So there's just a few reasons that emotions got the better of some investors who sold their Tesla shares despite nothing really changing to the fundamentals of Tesla's business, except of course to the positive side. Why has Tesla shot up? We had Investor Day with loads of positive news, record-breaking production and deliveries, again, a $7,500 EV tax credit come into effect in the US, full self-driving version 11 beta wide release, energy storage deployments increasing by 360% year over year thanks to a new megapack facility in Lathrop, California. Tesla's lithium refinery breaking ground. A new Twitter CEO announced, relieving the somewhat paranoid people of Elon's capabilities of running multiple businesses. Something which he's been doing for decades, by the way. He thrives on multitasking. Let him do what he wants. Tesla has plenty of other extremely capable managers and employees to run the day-to-day stuff. Just my opinion. On top of that, Tesla are trying to secretly hide a very soon-to-be-announced refreshed Model 3. And they're about to break ground on Giga Mexico, a future 2 to 4 million vehicle production facility for the upcoming $25,000 compact Model 2 robotaxi thing. Card in the corner if you want to see more on that. Is that all the good news? No, it's not. Other catalysts to the share price eruption might include the recent announcement that Ford, General Motors, and soon to be lots of others, have adopted Tesla's charging connector and are switching to Tesla's North American Charging Standard, or NACS for short, or possibly NACS, whatever. Although this won't necessarily be a huge financial gain for Tesla for some time, it does show rather clearly yet again who the true leaders in the EV space are.
You electrified the entire automobile industry. I'm serious. You led, and it matters.
No, you didn't, Mary. I doubt you could lead a conga at this point, unlike this guy, who most certainly could. Look at those skills. It would really help my little channel grow if you could give this video a thumbs up and press the subscribe button too. Thanks so much. And I sense more excitement and momentum growing for the Cybertruck. Tesla has just announced that it is aiming for a 375,000 unit run rate per year. That's a lot of never going to be made trucks according to some, isn't it? It still baffles me that some folks still believe it will never happen. Okay then. Will the naysayers change their tune on Tesla and give them credit where it's due once the Cybertruck does roll off the production line? Of course not. Evidence won't ever get in the way of the Fudster's mission. As Elon has said, there are many other great specifications still to be revealed that will blow us away. I think once we see a Cybertruck launch/handover event, probably sometime in September, this will really cement the idea that Tesla does indeed always deliver the impossible, just late, and might well have a bit of an impact on the share price too. All these positive catalysts have long been understood to be coming by anyone paying attention to Tesla. Nothing has changed in Tesla's business model to warrant anybody losing faith in its abilities to continue dominating all parts of its business. On the contrary, there's never been so much evidence into Tesla's dominance. Yet riding Tesla's share price rollercoaster has been somewhat unnerving, I'll be honest. At no time was I going to be exiting my position, and I did all I could to buy more shares when the sale was on. But I'm rather stunned at those who claim to have all the conviction in the world for Tesla long term, who panic sold right at the bottom of the market and lost millions. As a great man once said, to be a long-term investor, you have to make that decision every day. Emotional, poor decision making on just one day of the year can really ruin your investments. I think that's why people find investing so difficult. It's a constant battle between emotions and logic and reason. Staying the course through short-term volatility is often the key to long-term success as an investor, and I've just witnessed the difficulties of that firsthand for the very first time. Is it too late to buy the dip? Tesla dips have so far been the tastiest of dips that just keep on giving. The opportunity to buy bargain Tesla stock keeps presenting itself, although it does seem that most people would prefer to ignore the opportunity while it's at discount and wait for herd mentality to kick in and buy once everybody else does. In my opinion, Tesla's stock price today in the $260 range will be looked back on in 10 years' time with amazement. In the near term, it could either rise spectacularly out of reach of today's bargain price or continue to roller coaster up and down for years to come. Nobody knows. But my best guess is that we may not see this opportunity again. But don't listen to me. I'm just another plonker on YouTube. Do your own research, do your own thinking, and make your own decisions. Stock analyst price targets. What's going on here? What is a stock analyst, you might be asking? A stock analyst analyses the finances of a company. They come up with their own calculation of what the share price should be. They are very professional. Way more intelligent people than me, that's for sure. They probably know their times tables and everything. However, the sheer transparency of some of the Tesla stock analysts is laughable. Some have been adjusting their Tesla price targets simply based on whether the stock price goes up or whether it goes down. I guess it's rather embarrassing for them when they have rosy looking price targets as the share price drops, so in turn lower theirs to match it. And when it doubles in a matter of weeks, they too look a little incompetent with their assessment of things and raise them again. I could definitely pull some price targets out of my bottom every week based on a stock going up or down. And with regular fluctuations of my price targets, perhaps I could also get some airtime on the telly to boost my business. There's a strategy of sorts. To me, these fluctuating price targets highlight little understanding of Tesla's business, by people cleverly disguised in suits and shirts, acting like they have a good reason to be chasing Tesla stock around. If they had any true conviction of their price targets, they would ignore the short-term noise and trust in their research. This is just something that I've observed over the years, and yet again come to realise that not all so-called experts are particularly experts. Am I a Tesla stock pumper? I've heard it firsthand and seen it in the comment section. The idea that Tesla shareholders like myself want to pump up the stock in order for it to rise in value. Right, well, to point out the most obvious flaw first of all, to assume myself or a few other Tesla addicts have the enormous sway over people's decisions, let alone convince enough people to buy into it so it would have a real impact on the share price, is quite honestly ridiculous. Maybe there are one or two YouTubers who think they carry that sort of clout, but to me, that seems like a most disingenuous claim of why myself and some others are bringing attention to the opportunity. I understand why some people in the industry, car reviewers, presenters, etc., want to clarify that they hold no Tesla shares, or other shares in car companies for that matter, for fear of looking somewhat biased with their opinions and reviews. But for someone like me, fully engulfed by the Tesla mind virus, it's a matter of wanting to share the idea, my own story of what I'm doing, and raise the possibility for others that they could benefit from Tesla shares too, if indeed people are willing to put in the same amount of effort and understanding into Tesla's business as I do. The financial opportunity which is Tesla does not have to be kept a secret for only the very intelligent or incredibly wealthy, of which I'm neither, you may have spotted. Yes, we can just buy and enjoy Tesla's incredible products. We can support the company because it's doing the most to change the world for the better, moving us towards a sustainable electric economy and away from fossil fuels. But some have noticed that we also have the opportunity to buy Tesla shares and possibly financially benefit from that too. Some might say this is not only having our cake and eating it, but letting people know that there is a cake available and everybody has the opportunity to take a bit. Once again, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm simply sharing my thoughts, opinions and ideas for what they're worth. So where are you on your investment journey? Have you invested in Tesla or anything else? Would you like to? Does it terrify you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please do leave me a like and subscribe to be shown more of my videos. Here's a couple just here that you might like. Take a look. I'm Will, this is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thanks so much for watching.